Warning, you may get rich as a consequence of watching this video. What's up guys, my name is Sumner Healey from landinvestor.co. I help people start, scale, and grow land investing businesses. In this video, I'm gonna break down how to get up to 100K per month profit, net, pre-tax in your land investing business. This is something that I wish I had years ago. I don't know why no one just breaks this stuff down in plain English. I'm super fortunate, one, to be a data freak and track all the data in my business, but to also have insight into the dozens and dozens and dozens of folks, businesses inside our Leah group coaching program. And so I get to see the commonalities with these KPIs, and a lot of the numbers we're using here originate from inside our Leah group coaching program. Now you're probably thinking, God dang, you're giving this away for free? Your paid stuff must be amazing. You'd be right, you'd be right. Now let me set the frame here. There's a couple expectations, okay? First off, if you're going and flipping small desert squares, stop. You're not gonna get here with that model. Really what we focus on inside the Leah community is what I call mid-ticket acquisitions between $15K and $150,000. This is not gonna be done solo. You're gonna need to build a team. We'll go through this. We mainly utilize direct mail. Now, we have our members start with direct mail. Once they start building out the team, the infrastructure, we'll get them placed over with cold texting as well. These numbers are gonna be utilizing just direct mail. And so what we're gonna do here is, first off, let's break down on the actual expenses and the actions that we need to take to even put ourselves in the position to get here, okay? So we're gonna avoid that from now. Don't look, we're gonna start here, okay? So on a baseline, you're gonna need about 18,000 mailers per month to have a fighting chance of getting to 100K a month profit. Now, a couple of things, okay? First off, this is not in a vacuum, right? Some months you're gonna send out 18,000 mailers and do 90K, and it's gonna be all over the map. But over a long enough time horizon with a big enough sample size, you should see about 2,000 mailers per deal that we do. Now, some mailer campaigns are gonna bomb and we're gonna get zero. Some we're gonna get 5 deals for 4,000 mailers, but all combined at the end of the year, I've seen these numbers ring true time and time and time and time again. Now, caveat, you gotta have a robust internal process, what I call operational excellency, right? Again, you cannot duct tape your way through this and go blast out 18,000 mailers and think you're gonna get results like this. There is a process in terms of how you get there, but 18,000 mailers is gonna give you a fighting chance to get to the 800K a month mark. Would I send more mail than 18K a month? For sure, and we often do, but this is gonna give you just kind of a good frame of reference. Now, with the Leah discounts, if you're inside of our Discord community, you get access to all the discounted tools that we use. We've brokered prices with literally every tool except one. Follow Up Boss would not give us a discount. So with those discounts, you're about 52 cents for a 2-page letter and anywhere between 4 and 5 cents for a piece of data from DataTree. So call it 57 cents conservatively. You're looking at $10,260 a month to get to that 18,000 mailer mark, okay? Now, again, like I said before, this is not gonna be done as a solo operator. As a solo operator, you might catch lightning in a bottle and have one really big 6-figure month. But we're talking about doing this consistently, month in and month out. I always talk about building a conveyor belt. We're building a land conveyor belt where we kick land onto it and cash flies out on the other end. I've talked to many folks that, hit an 80K a month, 100K a month as a solo operator, but then the next month they do $7,000. We're talking about consistency here. So the team that you're going to need is, first off, a generalist VA, an acquisition manager, a disposition manager, Pat Live, and a lead qualifier. We just put out another video on this. It should be on the channel. Subscribe if you want to see it. That full stack will cost you about $5,400, $5,410, and that's monthly burn. That's just for payroll for that team. They're all overseas. There are comp plans for this role, which we're not going to get into here, but suffice to say, you're only paying out commission based off of cash collected, so it's not something we're going to go over here. But your monthly burn, $5,400 a month. So just already, we're looking at about $15,000 that you've got to be willing to put into your business every month. About 10K on data and mail, $5,400 on the team. We're going to touch on this miscellaneous expenses portion here in a second, okay? Now let's roll over here, okay? 9 deals per month, 2,000 letters per deal, 18,000 mailers a month. Why did we get to 9 deals? Well, what we see as a consistent average inside the Leah program is about $15,000 gross profit per deal that we do. Now, some deals are gonna be way lower than that, some deals are gonna be way higher than that, but when we blend it all together, you should see something that's pretty darn close to that. Now, in my business, we're a little higher volume than most. We do well over 100 deals a year, and we're at like 13K gross per deal, but we also have a better yield from our mailers, We get a deal for about every 1,400 letters that we send out, so we're kind of all over the map. But for most folks in the program, they're lower volume, 3 to 5 deals a month, 15K gross per deal. Now, gross is just the spread in between, right? You bought it for 15 grand, you sold it for 30 grand. That factors in title costs, but it does not factor in the costs of marketing or the operations. And so what you're gonna see with a stack like this for most land investing businesses that have a team that are doing volume, it's about 80% operating margins, right? So that means if we're grossing 15K on a deal, we're actually netting $12,000 on that deal, okay? So 9 deals, 135K gross, 15K per deal, $12,000 net per deal, $108,000 a month. Now, why did we not do 100,000? Because it's some weird cockamamie, bizarre 8 point whatever deal. So we're looking at 9 deals here. Nice to have a little buffer, $108,000. But caveat, what if you don't have the money for acquisitions? This is gonna cost you a boatload of cash, about a little under 30 grand a month, just to get this all going for the operations, for the team, for the marketing, and then you gotta acquire the deals. That's freaking difficult, and that is why our strategy is focused on going after mid-ticket properties, because we can get deal funding on these properties. Now, deal funding, it doesn't just grow on trees, right? It's a difficult thing to acquire. Took me 4 years, 3 years maybe, until I started feeling confident to go negotiate with people and pitch them on the idea of funding my deals. And so we've taken the difficulty out of it inside the LEA program. And in fact, even if you're just in our LEA Discord, link down below, you get access from day one to our joint venture capital at an 80-20 split. You're getting 80%, the deal funder is getting 20. That's the best in the business. You won't see cost of capital for joint venture any better than that. Now, is this the cheapest form of capital? No. There's a lot of other ways to fund your deals. We go through all of them in the LEA program. Private debt through promissory notes. You can get bank financing like we've been doing. You can actually get money from business credit cards and wire it in. We've got a whole strategy around that. So there's a lot of different ways to raise money. But joint venture is going to be the best. The reason being is you could be day one into this business, land an amazing deal, and that deal is your track record, right? Because the problem is if you want to go to a bank or you want to go raise private money through raising debt, they're going to say, well, let me see your track record. Let me see your business. Give me some numbers here, and you won't have them. If you're a land investor who's looking to start, grow, and scale a land investing business, I want to talk to you. At the link down below, you can click to book a call with my team and I. We're going to go through a strategy roadmap with you to build out your land investing business. Whether you're just getting started or you've been in the game and you're looking to get to the next level, come and talk to us. I want to speak with you. I'll see you on the call. So internally, in our community, you get the LEA Joint Venture Capital. It starts in an 80-20 split. It's time-based, so the longer that property sits, it starts to decay over time, but you can be looking at 80-20. That means if we're netting 12K on a deal, we're actually gonna be netting $9,600. Now, this whole example here is assuming that you're funding all your own deals, which I bet one person out of the hundreds of people that will watch this will fall into that category. The vast majority of you folks won't. And even if you have the capital, it is gonna be a bottleneck for you to run the business, operations, marketing, and fund your deals. You're gonna run out of capital really quickly. And so even if you got the cash, I still recommend putting your money towards operations and marketing and getting a deal funder into your business, because it's much easier to scale, build the team, and scale your marketing when you're not kind of held hostage by, oh, I gotta go deploy 300 grand this month on acquisitions. That's really tough because our capital turns over 90 days, 120 days in this business. And so you could quickly rack up $1 million in spends in 3 or 4 months. Most of y'all, that's gonna be really difficult. And most of y'all are getting into this business because you wanna make money, not because you have money, right? So we're kind of assuming you're starting at the no money point. So 12K net per deal gets bumped down to $9,600 per deal. Now that means we have to do about 11 and a quarter deals. It's called 11 deals a month to get us to the 100K mark, right? And this is really how I structured my business for years. I just used JV money. I sent out a boatload of marketing. I built a sophisticated team, and I got good at the land investing business. It took time, but we've really taken kind of a lot of the time out of it by giving you this from day one. So that means instead of 18,000 mailers, right? Because this is the metric that we're gonna have to change. Okay, we're making $9,600 per deal. How can we kind of play with these variables? We can either get cheaper cost of capital, hard to do when you're first starting out, or we can increase the quantity of deals we're doing, but as a consequence, we have to send more marketing. So now we got to go from 18,000 mailers to 22,500 mailers, which is a difference of 4,500 mailers. That difference there is going to run us with data and mail, $2,565 additional dollars in monthly marketing spend, right? So you can see that getting cheaper capital in your business has a ton of ancillary benefits. in terms of you can reduce your marketing costs or data costs. Like there's a ton that goes into that. And you have to think every deal that you add to your business, right? We're adding, I almost couldn't do the math there. We're adding 2 additional deals to our business a month. That puts strain on our team. Every deal we put into our business adds more friction to our business. And so we always want to be shooting for a lower volume, higher margin business. It's just a lot easier to run. And that's why getting cheaper capital in your business is one of the biggest things you need to do in your first 12 to 24 months in this land investing business. Okay, so I said 80% margins on that $108,000 or on the $135,000, pardon me. You're probably saying, what is that 20% comprised of? So we went through the marketing and data cost, okay? $10,260. We went through the team cost, $5,410. Now, in the miscellaneous expenses, a couple things that are gonna fall into this category. First off, I put the commissions in there. It's hard for me to approximate the commissions because we do the commissions on a quarterly basis and we just have flat commission kind of ranks, but we're gonna throw the commissions in there. Commissions all said and done for the month will probably be about $2,500, maybe $3,000 for the full team. And we typically give commissions to our acquisition manager, disposition manager, and our lead qualifier. Pat Live, that's a third-party service, and then usually your generalist VA is not gonna have any kind of comp plan. So the remaining expenses, okay, that's gonna go towards your software stack, right? Now, if you're scaling up in the land investing business, you're at this point doing 100K a month, it's pretty reasonable to assume you've got about $1,000 to $1,500 a month in software costs. And then what you'll find in this business is there's all sorts of weird ancillary fees. Now, luckily these fees are pretty low, but you've got notary costs, you got mailing costs, shipping costs, printing costs. Like there's so many little oddball things that go into running a business, especially a business like this that relies on an old-fashioned industry like title companies and working with county offices. And so there's all sorts of weird little fees in there. But even if we factor in the comp plan, the fees, the software stack, this is still really conservative. It's actually likely you could be at 85% operating margins, but I like to underwrite everything conservatively. So you can see here, what's limiting you from getting to 100K a month? It's the cost of capital or having access to any capital. So joint venture is a good place to start. Then over time, you'll get cheaper cost of capital. It's sending enough mail. Now that goes into that mail, you're gonna be working in the right markets, the right subtype of land, pricing your mailers correctly. That's a skill that you can learn over time. It's assembling the team and getting the right players on your team and incentivizing them correctly. The hiring part's a skill you can learn. But the leadership's a skill too. It's not easy, but you'll get that down. And that's it. Right? That's it. The roadmap, the blueprint is so laid out here that if one of you does not make 100K a month after watching this video, I'm gonna feel personally defeated, and this is gonna be a giant waste of time. So hopefully you understand that if you're focusing on the right areas in your business, which is, okay, let me figure out what my strategy is, right? There's a lot of ways to make money in land. Figure out what your strategy is in the land business. I happen to think that ours is the best, but there's many other ways to do it. Get capital that you can use to fund your deals, send out enough marketing every month, build the team, bada bing, bada boom. You've got a $1.2 million a year net profit business. Easy as 1, 2, 3. Now I will say, probably shouldn't say easy. Simple as 1, 2, 3. Not easy, simple. If you guys like this video, be sure to subscribe, give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you don't like it, it's totally okay. You can roast me in the comments for my funny ensemble. I'm just who I am. I show up in these videos exactly like I am in real life. This is what I wear every day. I'm a weird oxymoron. I'm a raging capitalist and a fitness junkie and a hippie at the same time. So I'm a little bit of everything. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Find me in the Discord. Come down below. Link is down somewhere here. Totally free to join. We've got nearly 300 other land investors in there. Most of them are full-time. It's a great place to be. And if you get in there, you can get access to the joint venture capital and you get access to our LEA discounts.